What's up, Diablo 4 players? So big news. We have the roadmap for 2025 and something coming in 2026. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. So this is going to be for Season 8, 9, 10, and the expansion and or 11. So let's go and kick it off. Now, I'm sure we've already seen the witchcraft powers. I don't really care about this. Let's go move on to what we're getting in Season 8. Starting in April to July, we're getting, of course, Belial's Return. We're getting the new boss powers, Quest Reputation Board, which we've already seen, and then the Apparition Incursion Activity, which you guys are seeing gameplay of right now in the background. So, on top of that, we have an earnable feline pet, some sort of maybe new cat or lion pet, but there's something here that's actually pretty cool. It says new IP collab. So that's actually what I'm very excited about. I don't know if this is just skins though, because sometimes when games, they say they're going to do a collab, it could just be a skin. Maybe it could be some sort of event tied into the game. And there was an interview that I think is kind of important to mention by Riker. And in this interview, there was a couple things that I did pull up from it, but also, well, I have it mentioned. It's just the roadmap interview here. That's what it's titled. But there was something important to mention with this collab that they were doing. So they said dark fantasy, so think of like no banana suits or anything like that. Then they also said no rainbow armor or French fry swords. Okay, so my assumption is something related to maybe one of these sort of games for the art style. Because remember, we're talking dark fantasy. They didn't say specifically an Elden Ring collab or anything. I'm just letting you guys know like kind of the art style again. So maybe like Elden Ring, Dragon Age, The Witcher, Dark Souls, some sort of thing in that. And I was thinking, oh, well, you know, it's probably just another WoW skin. But it's probably not going to be from Blizzard because it's going to be from a new IP. At least that's what I gathered from it. There's also going to be a new battle pass system. They're calling it the Reliquary. But let's go ahead and dig more into the roadmap here. So, again, we get a new IP collab. They say a 2-year anniversary. My assumption for this will be some sort of event, maybe some like XP boost, Mother's Blessing sort of a thing. And then we also have the new layer bosses, which I've already shown you guys gameplay of. If you guys want to see all the bosses, check it out. I've already uploaded a video on it. But I didn't know what the heck a reliquary was. Because in Diablo Immortal, there's these things called the reliquaries, which is essentially kind of like taking a boss's power and like you get like some stats, a numerical one. Then there's the Season Journey update. Now, it's kind of vague here, but as far as it goes, we've seen most of the stuff. But the new IP collab was something I'm kind of excited about because if it's gameplay collab, that's awesome. Like maybe they put like some boss from the Elden Ring or Dark Souls and it's a new boss that we get to defeat and get the sword or armor. Cool. I think that would be awesome. I hope it's not just you have to buy the skin and then they give you some other, like, maybe you can get an emote for free, but all the cool skins you have to pay real money. If you unlock them by killing a brand new boss, again, that's a good collab. I'll update you guys on that. But then we have specifically Season 9 over here, which is Sins of the Horadrim. Horadric Powers Quest Reputation Board Dungeon Escalation. So that's going to be some sort of new event again. These are some of the things that I got from the interview. So the dungeon escalation, because I was like, oh, they're just beefing up nightmare dungeons. I don't know what the heck this is. This is a brand new sort of thing. And you also get another pet over here. There's also some new additions. They're saying there's going to be new Nightmare Dungeon activities, so maybe different things to mod the experience. I know before we had like these little like things inside the Nightmare Dungeon, if you guys remember the little dome that would come down. I'll be honest, if that's the sort of activity, I feel like it kind of slows down the game. Maybe that's their goal. I don't know. Especially with Season 8 slowing down the game quite a bit. Maybe this is the direction that they are going. I don't know, but I'm just giving you guys some ideas to think about. And then on top of that, this is actually pretty cool. Console, keyboard, and mouse support, and then they say it's and more. There's really kind of a vague post over here in terms of what's more. But I think that this is cool. You know, I don't play console myself, but I sometimes play with a controller. And, well, at least now you guys can also play on mouse and keyboard. But we're also getting Infernal Chaos. So that's Sins of the Horadrim, and we're getting a new Horadric powers again. That's July through September. Now we're looking at, that was, again, Belial's is Season 8. Then we have Sins Season 9, and then we have Season 10, which is called Infernal Chaos, which we're going to be getting Chaos powers and a quest and reputation board. So I feel like a lot of these are kind of similar, though. It's like we get these sort of powers. We're also getting a update to the Infernal Hordes. That's why we fight the waves of enemies. So that's kind of cool that we're getting an update. I'm hoping we can get different forms of upgrades in here. And then there's another earnable pet and another IP collab. So we're getting 2 IP collabs this year, which I'm very excited about. Again, if they do the collab, which I'm just hoping that it's not just a skin and then that's it. And then the same more to come. So that's kind of where we have for Infernal Chaos for Season 10. Now, as far as Season 11 / the expansion, there is some cool announcements here. We are getting a new ranking system and leaderboards. Now, one thing that I did take from the interview, as far as it goes, they mentioned some of these. Giving players more choices, experiments to hit all classes. They said the rank system is going to be for everyone, not just like the top percentage of players. I don't know how you really do that. I'll be honest, I didn't really find the gauntlet to be something where it was cool that we had some sort of way to get an idea of like who's the best, but it wasn't really a good test because it wasn't like hard content, nor was it like a pit leaderboard. I'm just really curious to see why they don't just implement it in. At least this way it can kind of shut us up about asking for leaderboards. I don't know why it takes so long. I mean, we have to wait until 2026. We have to wait for the next expansion to even get the leaderboards. But when the leaderboards come out, if the rank system is for everyone, I'm not sure kind of how you're going to actually do that, because the point of a rank system is usually only for the top 1% to see like who's the best, who's got the best build. And even for the casuals, I think it still helps them out because they can look at the leaderboard and see, oh, he's equipping these pair of gloves, he's putting his two-handed aspect on this instead of this, and it actually helps the players that, even though they won't compete on the leaderboard, it still allows them to see what's actually good. And I totally get kind of their mindset of why they didn't want to implement a leaderboard is they don't want people to look at the build and say, oh, my build sucks. Well, I guess I don't want to play that build. I'm quitting the game. I think that that's honestly the reason why. I don't think it's because they can't make a leaderboard. I mean, it shouldn't be that difficult to put up a pit leaderboard because it already has in-game what you completed, right? So I think that they're being very cautious about how they approach that. Now, I was also checking out, so here's like the full thing over here. If you guys want to see like the full picture roadmap, that's the full roadmap. But I was kind of curious to see what people are talking about. I was checking out, at least right now, this is one of the most upvoted posts over on Reddit, and you know, like after reading like the roadmap myself personally, I was like, okay, we get witchcraft powers, boss powers, heroic, like it's kind of feeling a little bit samey. But I think that one thing that they could add to it, and there is going to be more comment, and I'll show you guys a post. It's going to be helpful here. But one thing, just looking at this from a standpoint of like someone that is like Diablo content creator, I feel like as far as for players, it just looks too much of the same. Like having this earnable pet, like I personally don't get super excited about like a pet. I want like actual gameplay, actual content here. And if their idea is to have like, okay, we're going to be buffing up, okay, we get some new bosses. Technically, some of them are from the campaign. I get it. They're sort of recycled. But like having like, oh, we have new nightmare dungeon activities. Oh, infernal hordes. Like these are things that already exist in the game. And I think that one thing that would be heavily in the best interest for the players is to add new content that they haven't seen, not just updates to old content. If you want to update the old content, I think that that is totally fine and that's great, but you need something brand new. So to give you an idea of something maybe brand new would be like this special cave that, let's say it goes down and you can go do things that are harder and harder, but you get more different rewards, and maybe we can introduce set items, or we can introduce some sort of PvP, something that's like brand new to the game that would add more. Or maybe you can race another player to go through some sort of like cave, and you know, whoever gets to the bottom first gets to do something first, and some interaction with clans would be good too. Again, I'm looking at things that are brand new to the action RPG genre, not just like, oh, we're gonna be making some maybe new monster appear inside of the infernal hordes or extra rewards. I think we need brand new forms of content, if that makes sense, versus just beefing up existing content as part of like your announcement. Like for example, Infernal Chaos, okay, we're getting an update to hordes. I think the idea of announcing this just like Infernal Hordes update as like the season, like it's one of the three, like honestly earnable pet, whatever. We already seen the reputation for it. It's like chaos powers. It's like it feels too much of the same. That's at least how I first saw it, and there is going to be more because I was checking out again one of the more popular threads over here. And you know, to be real, I'm gonna keep it real, even as a Diablo partner, that I really want Diablo to be successful. The reality is that this person's saying like the most upvotes, disappointing, and I didn't even expect much. It's just more of the same. And I think that it is great to put out roadmaps, but it's too vague. If they said Infernal Hordes update, there's going to be a special boss or some sort of, you can Infernal Hordes race against another clan and the winner gets some sort of big reward, then maybe we have something a little bit cooking up, because then it's kind of adding some competition to the game, and maybe you can kind of flex and be like, oh, our clan is this rank on the leaderboard or something. I think that'd be really cool. Have Infernal Hordes, base it around clans, and whoever can complete it faster gets some sort of reward, or they can get their name posted in a town, or their clan emblem can be in a town and it's permanently in the game. Something, right? Again, something to get players excited about. But as far as it goes, there was a post over here by Laricana, which is Community Manager Global Publishing for the Diablo franchise. So, cool. So it says, we added fewer details to the later parts of the roadmap to accommodate for things the team is still working on. This isn't all that's coming in 25, smiley face. So, hoping that there is more. I checked the official Blizzard post, and there was like one thing that I kind of got out of this over here. So, we already know Balal's returning, and then for the Sins of the Herodrum, they mentioned there's going to be, we're going to return to Nightmare Dungeons. For me, again, I'll keep it real. Someone who's played 1,000 hours, you tell me I'm going to return to Nightmare Dungeons, like, that's your season announcement. It seems just a little bit lackluster with new activities. So maybe these new activities are great. I'm very hopeful for it. But again, to say, okay, this new season, we're returning to Nightmare Dungeons. Show us what's new here. Because if you don't announce what's new, it's just telling people like, we're going to do the same thing we did before. That doesn't get people excited. As far as Infernal Chaos over here, Infernal Hordes over here, more chaotic because you put new choices in your hands. If the new choice is you take 10% more damage or you deal 10% more damage, if these are number changes, I'm not going to get very excited about. Maybe you can throw in bosses in there, but again, that's still considered recycled content in the player's mind. And then plus advanced options between Infernal Waves will arrive too. So we'll see again. And then there's a bunch of quality of life updates. Again, it's kind of vague as far as the announcement goes here. But what do you guys think about this update and the roadmap? For me personally, I was super hyped up that we got a roadmap at all, but I'm gonna be real with you guys. The things that would get players the most excited are going to be announcements of a new class, set items. Maybe you can introduce other ways to play the game. I think that would be kind of the things that would make people the most excited versus going to like an area that has already existed. Again, Infernal Hordes and Nightmare Dungeons are already in the game, and if that's like your season theme is like, we're gonna go back to do old content, if you don't show the player or tell them specifically what's going to make them excited about this, then I want to say that they will feel very underwhelmed. But that's my take on it. You guys can let me know how you feel about it down below, and I will update you guys if Blizzard gives me some sort of early access as a Diablo partner and I can share it with you guys. I'll let you guys know as far as it goes, but I'm still looking forward to seeing what else they come up with, because someone at least announced right here. I'm really glad that Lyricana said that that's not all. So we'll see what the collabs are. I'm hopeful for the collabs. Maybe a brand new, again, if they can add a collab with a brand new boss from another video game that you can kill, and it gives you a brand new, like, legendary aspect that's related to the thing, or a brand new, like, legendary armor or something, and it's like from the game, and it has some effect, not just like skins that you buy in the shop. Cool. Okay, we'll wait and see. Anyways, looking forward to it, but we shall see. And let me know your thoughts down below. Are you guys hyped? Or are you guys underwhelmed? Curious. Peace out.